featuring the Hornets of Alabama State University and the Lady Tigers of Jackson State. Alabama State and the Southwestern Athletic Conference promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for immediate removal from the site of competition. At this time, we now ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our country's national anthem.
November 21st, the best in HBCU football will collide in Atlanta at the Celebration Bowl. MEAC versus SWAC. Champion versus champion. Only one team will rise above the rest and claim the coveted Celebration Bowl trophy. Come join the celebration at Mercedes-Benz Stadium this December. For more information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
Serious lawyers for serious problems, a serious injury law group. When you're hurt, it pays to call us. For serious injuries, we're the ones to trust. Our name says it all. When it's time to get serious, give us a call. Our name says it all. Serious Injury Law Group.
My name is Gerald Brooks with the Serious Injury Law Group. We handle cases involving serious injury and wrongful death. If you've been seriously injured, give us a call and let us fight for you.
And at guard, number 24, Asia Rogan. Jackson State is led by head coach Tamika Reed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starters for your Alabama State Lady Hornets. At guard, standing 5'9", a sophomore from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Number 0, Ayana Emmanuel. At guard, standing 5'9", a sophomore from Evergreen, Alabama. Number 1, Taisha Rudolph. At guard, standing 5'8", a sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. Number 2, Armani Smith. At guard, standing 5'6", a junior from Birmingham, Alabama. Number 10, Courtney standing 6'3", a graduate student from Milford, Alabama. Number 34, Victoria Harvey. The Hornets are coached and led by head coach Peter Freeman Jackson. She is assisted by Clayton Harris, Dexter Hogan, and Ben McDaniel. Your officials for the contest are John Fletcher, LaShonda Key, and Simone Ray.
Good afternoon and welcome to another broadcast. You're listening to the Hornet Sports Network. My name is DeQuan Lee, and today I'm joined by my color commentator, Brian McCullough. And today we have a doubleheader here at the Dunn Oliver Acadome. It's the Hornets of Alabama State versus the Tigers of Jackson State. As we get ready to tip it off here, a couple things to make note of. In Alabama State's last game against Texas Southern, they came away with a loss. The score in that one, 88-59, as Jackson State wins the tip. on the drive. Contested shot, good pass, and the first attempt of the afternoon is up and in by Amisha Williams. So the Tigers strike first in this afternoon ball game. The Hornets typically rely on Ayana Emanuel to put forth most of the scoring effort. The first attempt of the afternoon is off for Alabama State. Ayana Emanuel, along with Taisha Rudolph, Courtney Lee, Armani Smith, and Victoria Harvey make up the starting five for Alabama State. Good hands, a good steal by Courtney Lee. Couldn't complete it though. 8 on the shot clock for the Tigers. Armani Smith applying tough defense and gets called for the foul.
And it's early in the contest. You talked about Victoria Harvey. She had an attempt earlier, and typically what Alabama State's going to try to do is probably get it to their big woman, see if they can get some points inside. And the first attempt wasn't good.
Strong to the rim, layup is up and no good. That attempt by Christy Parker. Armani Smith in transition, doesn't get the basket to fall, but she will get 2 free throws.
Jackson State foul number 1, Kasia Lucky, her first, team's first.
That foul is going to go on Kasia Lucky, her first. Armani Smith at the line to shoot 2 free throws in her last game against Texas Southern. 4 points, 2 of 5 from the field. Armani Smith, good on 2 free throws. Excuse me, 1 free throw. Jackson State swinging, looking to get it down low. On the drive, turnaround jumper is up and no good. Fight for the loose ball, and the Tigers get a second opportunity.
And that's something that Alabama State has to get better at, is getting boards. That time Jackson State was all over that one, and it looked like Alabama State hasn't woken up yet.
Strong defense there by Taisha Rudolph. Another offensive rebound leads to the putback, and that's up and in for Jackson State. Amisha Williams on her second bucket of the afternoon. And like you said, that's poor effort by Alabama State to box out and allow the second chance opportunity, and it leads to the basket there. Taisha Rudolph surveying. They go down low to Harvey. Pass a little off the mark. It'll remain Alabama State basketball.
Looked at on that one, and it looks like Coach is going to make some changes. We have substitutions coming in, and maybe we can get something to liven up this offense for Alabama State.
Absolutely. Strong pass. 5 on the shot clock for Armani Smith. Fight for the loose ball. It gets tied up, and possession will swing to Jackson State. We'll take a quick timeout. When we return, we'll have the beginning stages of this contest between Alabama State and Jackson State. Stay tuned for more.
Serious lawyers for serious problems. A serious injury law group. When you're hurt, it pays to call us. For serious injuries, we're the ones to trust. Our name says it all. When it's time to get serious, give us a call. Our name says it all. Serious Injury Law Group.
Welcome back to the early stages of this game here at the Don Oliver Acadome. Currently, Jackson State leads Alabama State 4-1. That 1 point coming off of an Armani Smith free throw attempt. To this point, Alabama State has only attempted 1 field goal, that one coming from Victoria Harvey down low, and she couldn't convert. On the other end, it's been offensive rebounds leading to 2 baskets for Amisha Williams. She has all 4 of Jackson State's points to this point. Getting ready to come out of the timeout now, both teams. It'll be Alabama State basketball with 4 on the shot clock. Tyesha Rudolph is going to have to hoist. And we have a shot clock violation for Alabama State. Jackson State basketball and Alabama State applying a little more pressure. Courtney Lee, a little aggressive on the defensive end. She gets called for the foul, her second. That's going to force a substitution. Head coach Frida Freeman Jackson will bring in Hannah White for the first time this afternoon. Williams down low working, gets triple teamed, finds a teammate. They swing it, baseline, good contest, and the shot is off the mark, and Alabama State cleans up. In transition they go, Hannah White forcing the issue. Strong layup is off the mark, offensive rebound to Victoria Harvey. Her baseline, her elbow jumper is off the mark. Excuse me, that was not Victoria Harvey on the elbow jumper. That was Amoria Clark who checked in for the first time this afternoon.
Checking into the Jackson State line.
A couple substitutions for both teams. Jayla Crawford has checked in for Alabama State for the first time. Kasia Lucky off the screen, penetrating. Strong drive to the basket. Layup attempt is off. Emmanuel in trouble, hands it off to Hannah White. Hannah White acts as a secondary ball handler off the bench for Alabama State when Courtney Lee is not in the game. 17 on the shot clock. Hannah White in trouble. Loose ball swings to Ayana Emmanuel. Her three-pointer is off the mark. That's just her first attempt of the afternoon.
And Jackson State did a great job on that rally, convergence to the ball, able to find where they needed to be, and that was good blocking, or that was a blocking foul that time. It looked like a good screen for a second, but the ref said she moved. I don't know if that was. It looked like a screen to me.
I didn't get a good eye on it, but officials say it's an illegal screen, so the possession will swing back to Alabama State. So Alabama State has been held scoreless the past 2 minutes and some change. They'll look to end their scoring drought here. Pass almost intercepted. Instead, it's just deflected. And Alabama State will get a second opportunity with 18 seconds on the shot clock.
And one thing I'm noticing is this Jackson State defense is very, very aggressive, going for every single steal that they possibly can.
They have been opportunistic in these few instances. Courtney Lee back into the ball game. Jayla Crawford looking to post up Zamoria Clark. She has good post position. She's calling for it, but she doesn't get it. 5 on the shot clock. Baseline jumper is up and in. Jayla Crawford finds the basket for her first deuce of the afternoon.
And that was an excellent pump fake at that time. So they were trying to force it inside, and Jackson State was doing everything they could do to not let that happen. But Alabama State was able to find a shooter, and that time get 2 points.
Call the foul on Zamoria Clark for the reach-in. It'll be her first of the afternoon.
Alabama State foul number 35, Zamoria Clark, her first, team's third.
Driving baseline, the layup is up and in. That basket good by Deja Rogan, her first of the afternoon. Armani Smith getting ready to check back into the game for the Hornets. Jayla Crawford, her three-pointer rims out. and the Tigers corral the rebound. We've just now passed the 5-minute mark of this first quarter. Tigers with a 6-3 advantage to this point. They go down low. No good on the basket, but we'll have 2 free throws coming up for Marnisha Hammer.
Alabama State foul number 35, Savoria Clark, her second team's foul.
Clark is going to pick up her second foul, so that'll force head coach Frida Freeman-Jackson to sit her on the bench. In her place, Dorisha Randall will check in, her first time this afternoon. Armani Smith has also returned for the Hornets. So Hammer 2 for 2 at the line. Courtney Lee observing. He gives it to Smith. Smith putting the move on. Good baseline cut. Taisha Rudolph layup is off the mark, and the Tigers corral it. Summer Williams with the rebound.
Right now, Jackson State is out rebounding ASU 7-4.
Baseline jumper off the mark. Armani Smith comes away with the rebound. Advances it. Taisha Rudolph. Giella Crawford thought about the 3, and instead they'll reset and work with 20 on the shot clock. Armani Smith into the lane. Basket is off, but there is a foul, and she will be at the line for 2 more. She had an earlier attempt that gave Alabama State their first point of the ball game.
Team's third. At the line, shooting 2, Armani Smith.
On the season as a team, Alabama State shoots 65% from the line. Armani Smith off on the first free throw. Smith 1 for 2 at the line, not her strongest suit, shooting 22% from the stripe. Jackson State doubling up on the score, 8-4 with 3:50 remaining in this first. They go down low. The basket will not count. However, we will have free throws. Marnisha Hammer being aggressive, forcing the issue against Alabama State. She's already drawn multiple fouls against multiple defenders, and she continues to exert her will on this Alabama State defense. The first attempt is good. Hamer 1 for 2 at the line. Deep post position for Dorisha Randall, and she converts for 2. That ends a scoring drought for Alabama State that lasted longer than 3 minutes. Said 6 minutes.
Hammer for 2.
That basket good by Hamer. So in the early goings of this ball game, Jackson State exerting their will down low in the post, and it's worked tremendously in their favor. 10 on the shot clock. Giella Crawford in trouble, tied up. Pass off the mark. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and Jackson State comes away with it in transition.
And I know I mentioned it earlier, but this hyper-aggressive defense by Jackson State is really makes it really hard for Alabama State to run their offense.
There'll be a travel violation against Jackson State. It'll be Alabama State basketball. It's Alabama State basketball. A slow start offensively for them. They're shooting 25% from the floor, 2 of 8. 0 for 2 from deep. Emmanuel finding Lee. Lee takes the Randall screen, putting the move on, goes into traffic and turns it over. Jackson State going down low once again. Loose ball. Ends up out of bounds, and it'll remain Jackson State basketball. Good hands by Courtney Lee to force the deflection. They go back down low. Reverse layup is off the mark. Second opportunity is up and in.
She's like she didn't come over to foul that one.
No, she didn't. That was Amisha Williams on that layup and put back. Courtney Lee calls out the set. 15 on the shot clock for the Hornets. It's been a dry quarter for them. Anaya Smith working down low, loses the ball. And the Hornets turn it over. Back-to-back turnovers for Alabama State thus far. And it's given momentum all the way to Jackson State. Christy Parker with Emmanuel on her. Parker on the screen, kicks it out. 15 on the shot clock for the Tigers. Deep post pass. That layup, tough attempt, is up and in. Amisha Williams again.
And that's the crazy thing is we see Jackson State perfecting exactly what Alabama State's trying to do, get it to their bigs and let them make a play down in the post. But this denied defense is not allowing them to get the passing, so they have to improvise.
You're exactly right. It's taking them out of their rhythm, and credit to this coaching staff for putting these players in the right position to have Alabama State so stifled. Again, shooting just 25% from the floor with 33 seconds to go in this first quarter. Emmanuel swings it to Taylor Akerson. Akerson will try a three. No good. Offensive rebound, Alabama State. And Hannah White couldn't get it to go amongst the trees. Shot clock is off. And Jackson State will hold for the final attempt of the first quarter. Parker off the Jones screen. Spin move, layup is up and in. Christy Parker. That Akerson heave is off the mark, and that will be the end of the first quarter. Jackson State in complete command to this point. The score 17-6. Amisha Williams had her head all over the ball in this first quarter. She had 8 points to lead all scorers. She also has 3 rebounds and 1 steal. For Alabama State, just 6 points. Armani Smith, Darisha Randall, and Jayla Crawford all with 2 apiece. The shooting number is not there for Alabama State as they look to get it going in the second quarter. To this point, they shoot 20%, 2 for 10 from the field. And when we return, we'll have more action from the Dunn Oliver Acadome.
November 21st, the best in HBCU football will collide in Atlanta at the Celebration Bowl. MEAC versus SWAC. Champion versus champion. Only one team will rise above the rest and claim the coveted Celebration Bowl trophy. Come join the celebration at Mercedes-Benz Stadium this December. For more information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
Welcome back to the beginning of the second quarter here at the Dunn Oliver Acadome on the campus of Alabama State University. In the early goings of this ball game, Jackson State has forced turnovers and gotten the ball down low to their bigs and let them go to work.
And now it's adjustment time. You saw what they're coming out in Jackson State, of course, if you're Alabama State, and you want to make the adjustments so that you can put your players in the best positions to be successful. So it's time to see what they've done and how they can get some points to come back in this game.
Absolutely. The turnovers have not played in favor of Alabama State to this point. They have 4 to Jackson State's 2. Akerson swinging to Anaya Smith. 18 on the shot clock. That pass by Emmanuel deflected, but it ends up back in her hand. Loose ball situation again, and Jackson State is out in transition following the turnover. Akerson
Fell very hard.
looking to take the charge. Instead, she gets a block, and it'll be 2 attempts at the free throw line.
Alabama State foul number 22, Taylor Akerson. That's her first, team's first. At the line, shooting 2.
Amisha Williams will be back at the line. Excuse me, this is her first attempt at the line. And she's good on her first attempt. Williams 1 for 2 at the stripes. She now has 9 points to lead all scorers in this ball game. Tigers. Strong move to the basket by Courtney Lee. She draws the foul, and she will be at the line to shoot 2.
Jackson State foul number 11, Summer Williams. That's her first, team's first. At the line, shooting 2, Courtney Lee.
Summer Williams will pick up the foul for Jackson State. It's her first. Courtney Lee, not the biggest scorer for Alabama State. She averages just 5 points a game. However, she does lead the team in assists. She averages almost 4. For the Hornets, Aaliyah Nelson has checked in for Anaya Smith. Courtney Lee goes 2 for 2 at the charity stripe. On the season, she shoots about 67% from the free throw line, and she converts on 2 attempts there. Those also give her her first points of the evening. Tigers looking to go down low, and they do. That jumper is up and in. My goodness. Williams, again, is just on fire in this ball game.
So right now, Alabama State looks like they have to adjust not on offense but on defense, because they need to slow down this Jackson State offense, because they're converting on almost every single attempt, and if not, they're getting the rebound more times than not.
Emmanuel loses the ball on the Euro, and that'll remain Alabama State. No. Officials. Okay, it will remain Alabama State basketball. Off the inbounds, 3-pointer no good. Fight for the loose ball, and Jackson State comes away with it. Tigers will reset. Pass a little too hot to handle, and Kashana Luckett turns it over.
I mean, that's really one you wish you had back.
I'm sure it's not hurting them too bad. The score right now 20-8 as we approach the 8-minute mark in the second quarter. Alabama State has only made just one of their last 6 attempts from the floor. Amisha Williams, 5 of 6 from the floor in this first half. She has 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals. The pass is also becoming a little too predictable for Alabama State. Jackson State has had a nose in it and gotten their hands on a lot of these passes to get deflections or turnovers.
And she's going to be ruled for a travel.
Akerson called for that one, another Alabama State turnover. It's their 7th. Tigers go back down low. Darisha Randall defending. And the layup off the mark. Looked like a missed bunny there. That's what she usually makes.
And it was a great move that time. Excellent textbook basketball. Just couldn't get it to fall.
Randall down low. Doesn't get the foul. And the Tigers corral the rebound.
Didn't get the foul or the rebound.
Lucky. Probing. Passes it off. They go back down low. Hamer gets the layup to fall. That's Marnisha Hamer's second field goal from the floor. She now has 7 points. Akerson thought about the three. One dribble pull-up, gets the roll. That ends the scoring drought of 2 minutes for Alabama State. Alabama State looking for answers for these low post positions. Hamer going to work down low.
So again, we see that move. In that time, that's the result that she wanted. Got it to fall. 2 points for Jackson State.
You'd have to assume at this point that head coach Frida Freeman-Jackson will opt to start doubling her immediately on the catch. She is feasted down low, and it's something that has to change if they want to see themselves crawl back into this ball game.
Well, we saw Victoria Harvey on her, and we also see Randall on her as well. And we're trying to figure out who's the best to be able to guard her. Because right now, they're just getting money down low.
Absolutely. She's given Alabama State fits. Anybody that's been on her, she's either drawn the foul or she's scored two. That pass off the mark, and that'll be another Alabama State turnover. Hornets looking for answers, and they can't find it on the offensive end. They can't find it on the defensive end either. It's been a rough stretch for the Hornets. Tigers defense has been outstanding. They've denied entry passes down low, and they've also forced turnovers, getting their hand on every pass. They look to get it down low. Alabama State in their zone. Armani Smith almost forcing the turnover. Eight on the shot clock for the Tigers. Williams kicks it out.
3 seconds, Jackson State.
And it'll be 3 seconds in the key for Jackson State.
And that's a win for Alabama State.
A much needed
need
win.
That.
Absolutely, absolutely. As you saw the zone go into effect, it's an attempt to slow all the low post moves that's been punishing Alabama State to this point. 5:34 to go in this first half. Alabama State looking for answers. They're down 14. This is the largest lead for the Tigers. Crawford on the pull-up jumper. She's good.
Shayla Crawford.
Crawford now has 4 points. 2 of 4 from the floor. Good hands by Armani Smith to force a steal. Loose handles, and Jackson State gets it right back. Smith gambled on the steal, and Taisha Rudolph gets the block. Alabama State moving in transition. Jayla Crawford gets the layup to fall. So Alabama State finding a little bit of a rhythm. They're getting their hands on loose balls, and they're getting out in transition, and you see the result.
And this is where you start to get warm, you start to get hot, you get a little momentum on your side, and good things like that are going to happen. You need that, especially when you're playing a home game.
Count the basket and one. Pretty floater from Christy Parker.
Fouls on number 3, Jayla Crawford, her first.
That foul will go on Jayla Crawford, her first.
Immediate timeout.
And when we come out of the timeout, we'll have one free throw coming up. Stay tuned to Don Oliver Acadome. The score 26-14.
We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is My Heritage.
My name is Gerald Brooks with the Serious Injury Law Group. We handle cases involving serious injury and wrongful death. If you've been seriously injured, give us a call and let us fight for you.
Welcome back to the Don Oliver Acadome. You're listening to the Hornet Sports Network, and Alabama State is trying to climb themselves out of this hole that they've dug to this point. Jackson State strong in the first half. The score 26-14. Amisha Williams has had her hands all over this ball game on offense and on defense. On defense, she has 2 steals. On offense, she leads all scorers with 11. She's 5 of 6 from the floor, and she also has 3 rebounds to go along with it. Coming out of the timeout, Parker will have an and-1 attempt coming up, and she leaves it short. It'll be Alabama State basketball. So the last 2 possessions for Alabama State, they've been in transition, and it's been good for them. They've got back-to-back buckets, and playing out of a zone on defense, it seems to be working out in their favor. Smith off the Randall screen. Armani Smith into the paint, draws the foul, and she will be at the line for 2 more.
And as a coach, you can't be mad at that. But if you would have looked up, you would have saw that she had a shooter just to her right that was ready to shoot in shooting position as the defense collapsed. So maybe next time a little heads up, but you can't be mad because she's going to the line and be able to shoot and get the points for Alabama State.
Smith no good on the first attempt. She's had 4 attempts before that, splitting them 2-4. She has 1 more. Again, coming into this ball game, Armani Smith shoots low 20s from the free throw line. She does get that one to drop. Hornets playing in his zone, trying to deny those entry passes, and Derecha Randall gets her hand on it for the block. Hornets looking to push the tempo. Good pass by Armani Smith, and Jayla Crawford could get the layup to fall.
Definitely looking for a foul that time.
Parker finds a shooter in the corner, and Smith closes out, and the Tigers will reset. 18 on the shot clock. This time, Talley takes the corner 3, and it doesn't get it to go. Smith on the rebound. Armani Smith kicks it out. Jayla Crawford, pull-up jumper, too strong. Offensive rebound, Alabama State. And Armani Smith couldn't get it to go amongst the trees. Alabama State starting to find the rhythm on defense. Good pass and good find. And Williams cashes in for 2 more to add to her already impressive first half. She has 13. Credit Lucky on the assist, her 3rd.
The 6'4" junior is just facing little to no pressure, as it doesn't seem like Alabama State has any type of answer for her.
Not at all. Derecha Randall.
Definitely walked.
Yeah, she's going to get called for the travel on that one, and Alabama State turns it over.
So we're going to see Harvey back in the game as substitutions are coming in for Alabama State, as another attempt to try to stop the entourage that is Misha Williams.
Absolutely. So Alabama State going to a bigger lineup. Zamoria Clark and Victoria Harvey make up that front court to try to deny all the low post threats that Jackson State has. Williams surveying.
Harvey's playing some strong defense down in the post.
Parker no good on the three-pointer. Offensive rebound. Tigers. Lucky swings it. And Zamoria Clark gets her hand on it for the block. Courtney Lee facing a little pressure. Bad pass by Zamoria Clark. She turns it over, and Jackson State is back in transition. Parker on the drive. The floater is up and no good. And Courtney Lee comes away with it. Courtney Lee dishes it off and
saves it.
Leads to the corner three, Jayla Crawford. It's Alabama State's first three-pointer of the afternoon. Jayla Crawford now with 9 points on the evening. She's been the spark that Alabama State has needed.
And you said it's their first three-pointer. It's the first three-pointer this evening.
Parker called for the walk. Alabama State finding a little more rhythm on defense. And in turn, it has led to easy opportunities for them on offense.
And that momentum, we talked about that earlier, very, very important to get when you're Alabama State. And, I mean, to be able to capitalize on this drive is exactly what they need.
Absolutely, Byron. Coming up on 1:15 to go in this first half, Alabama State is looking much sharper than they were in the first quarter. They're shooting 31% now. Count another three-pointer for Jayla Crawford. Back-to-back three-pointers for Alabama State. .55 seconds remaining in this first half. The answer three-pointer no good by Rogan. Offensive rebound is up and in. Williams again. This time Summer Williams on the basket. It's just Summer Williams' first field goal of the afternoon. Free throw line jumper too strong for Zamoria Clark. Offensive rebound, and Jayla Crawford will be at the line to shoot two.
So just chip into this league, get as many points as you can if you're Alabama State, and try not to go into the halftime down by double digits.
You're absolutely right, and they've done a tremendous job to cut and fight into this deficit. And as a result, Jayla Crawford will be at the line to shoot two. Last time these two teams played, Jackson State came away in a monumental victory. The score 94-62. The high point woman for Alabama State in that game was Ayanna Emanuel. She had 15. So Crawford 2 for 2 at the line. She's now the high point woman for Alabama State. She has 13 points. On the season, she's second in scoring for Alabama State. She averages almost 11 points, right behind Ayanna Emanuel. And to this point, she's been the spark that they need. Alabama State leads a wide open shooter, and she makes them pay. Aisha Lacey. Her first points of the afternoon. One on the shot clock. Pull-up jumper off the mark. Jayla Crawford had her way in the first half. She finishes the first half with 13. That point total is matched by Amisha Williams. She also had 13 for the Tigers. And to this point, Alabama State finds themselves down 11 as we go into halftime. The shooting numbers in favor of Jackson State. They've made their money down low in the post. To this point, they're shooting 46%. Alabama State shooting just 33% from the field. When we come back, we'll talk some stats, see what Alabama State can do to bring themselves into this ball game. You're listening to the Hornet Sports Network. Stay tuned.
We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new Trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers that motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers that motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers that motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers that motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers that motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers that motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers that motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers that motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers that motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage.
Name is
Welcome back as we get ready to start the second half. Alabama State finds himself in an 11-point hole. Jackson State leads the Hornets 33-22. Now, before we get ready to start the second half, we have some stats to look into for both teams. The shooting numbers, a stark difference between the two. Jackson State shooting marginally better than Alabama State. They shoot 46% to Alabama State's 33%. The free throw margin also a huge difference between the two teams. Alabama State has gotten to the line more often in that second quarter, and it's paid dividends. They're shooting 70% to this point. Both teams not shooting well from deep. Alabama State has knocked down just 2 3-pointers. Jackson State also knocking down just 1 3-pointer themselves.
And you talked about the shooting difference. The shooting difference has all to do with the shot selection. Jackson State has been able to get inside and get their shots, in the paint, which is a way more higher chance of making it than shooting from the outside, which Alabama State has had to do as they've been, hit with some denied defense by Jackson State and forced to take some uneasy shots.
Absolutely. And when you talk about shot selection, boy, let me tell you, Amisha Williams, she's had her eye for shot selection tonight. She has done a monstrous job of giving Jackson State this 11-point lead. She has 13 points, 6 of 7 from the field. She also has 4 rebounds and 2 steals, and that's just for Jackson State. For Alabama State, Jayla Crawford has led the way. She's given head coach Freeman Jackson the spark she's needed. In that second quarter, she was tremendous. She leads the team in scoring with 13, 5 of 9 from the field. She's knocked down a 3-pointer as well.
You talked about Williams for Jackson State. Williams is shooting at 85%, and that's a big difference when we talk about what Alabama State is doing. You're talking about Crawford, and she's only shooting at 55%. And so Alabama State really needs to be careful with their shot selection because they need every shot to get back into this game, as well as to be able to capitalize on turnovers and play some better defense because, frankly, they just can't stop the paint.
No, they haven't had the size to bang down low, and it's cost them. What they can do are the little things, boxing out on their person, making sure all of the defensive assignments are accounted for. And when you get your hands in the passing lanes, you push the tempo and get those easy baskets in transition.
Jackson State has had 10 rebounds, 10 defensive rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds, while Alabama State has had 4 offensive rebounds and 12 defensive rebounds. So we see that, it's only by 2, but Alabama State is able to get their rebounds more on defense. They need to be able to capitalize and turn those into points.
Your starting 5 for both teams as we get ready to start the second half. For Jackson State, Lucky, Williams, Parker, Rogan, and Amisha Williams make up that starting 5. And for Alabama State, Emmanuel, Rudolph, Lee, Smith, and Clark start the second half. Parker swinging. They look to get it down low. Instead, Parker can't handle the pass. Parker pleading her case, and the referees are not hearing it. It'll be Alabama State basketball following the turnover. Rudolph swinging to Armani Smith. Smith trying to find the open shooter. Good ball movement for Alabama State. Offensive rebound, Courtney Lee.
Too much.
And Zamoria Clark couldn't get the easy layup to go. So good opportunity for Alabama State, and they just come up short on their first possession of the second half.
But I do like what I'm seeing as Alabama State, you know, they seem to have a little game plan going on. Typically, you want to script your plays, kind of like football. You want to script what you want to do. Their first thing wasn't working, which is getting into the big man. In the first half, they scrapped that, and they're trying to find the open shooter by exploiting the passing lanes. And I want to see how the success comes about as this game progresses.
Absolutely right. Back-to-back turnovers for Jackson State has Alabama State with a second opportunity to score the first points of the second half. Smith swinging.
Shot clock dwindling down, too.
That shot may have been altered, and the Tigers come away with the rebound. Amisha Williams may have gotten a piece of that one. So slow start for both teams to start the second half. Alabama State playing the zone, and they give it the mid-range shot. Well short, offensive rebound. That putback will not go. However, there is a foul on the floor.
Alabama State foul number 35,
Zamoria Clark will pick up the first foul there.
her third.
It'll be her third foul. And Amisha Williams will be at the line to shoot two.
For Jackson State.
She had 2 attempts at the line in the first half. She split that, 1 of 2. She's off on the first attempt. Summer Williams checks out for the Tigers, and Alexis Payton will check in her place. So Williams 1 for 2 at the charity stripe, and the lead is back up to 12. Alabama State has not led this entire ball game. Jackson State has been in control the entire way. Smith driving baseline, and officials say she walked out of bounds. No, they say she was pushed out of bounds. Amisha Williams will pick up her first foul of the afternoon. Taisha Rudolph off the inbounds. No good on the three-pointer. Emmanuel trying to get her hands on the ball, and it ends up in the hands of Alabama State. They'll get a second opportunity to capitalize. 16 on the shot clock. Smith, a layup off the mark. She gets her own rebound. That layup too strong as well. Taisha Rudolph comes away with another offensive rebound for Alabama State, but she turns it over.
Now, I wasn't there at halftime. I can't tell you what they talked about, but their aggressiveness is just there. I didn't see it that much in that first half, but it's there now for Alabama State. Absolutely right. They've caught their second win, and it's held both teams in check, really. Neither team has put much up on the board, but Alabama State has shown much more aggression. Pretty move, but couldn't finish. Offensive rebound, up and in. This time, Williams does get that to go. Alabama State scoreless the past 3 minutes. And Jackson State on a quick 6-0 burst to begin this second half. Lee. They give it down low to Emmanuel. Smith couldn't get the shot to fall. Jackson State playing in transition. Count the basket and one. Deja Rogan gets the basket to fall, and she will be at the line to shoot one more. Taisha Rudolph will get that foul, her first. It'll be the team second.
At the line, shooting 1, Deja Rogan.
Alabama State's just not getting the results that they want. They changed up what they're doing. They're going with a different type of tempo. But they still haven't converted much.
No, they've gone to a zone starting since the second quarter. And though they've cut down the low post possessions, it's been the offensive rebound and putback that has worked against them. Jayla Crawford has checked into the ball game for the first time in this second half. Akerson on the drive. She draws the foul, and she'll be at the line to shoot two.
Jackson State foul number 14, Christy Parker.
Christy Parker will pick up that foul, and Taylor Akerson will be at the line to shoot 2. On the season, she shoots 73% from the line. On the season, she averages about 4 points a game. Akerson is good on the first. On the season, Alabama State scores around 61 points per game. Akerson 2 for 2 at the line. Lucky. Good on the floater.
Looked like it was going to be short, but just enough to get it. If you're Alabama State, then you got 2 things you need to do. 1, score. 2, stop them from scoring.
Make it sound easy, but the defense has been stout. They've denied a lot of looks. And if you're head coach Frida Freeman-Jackson, where exactly do you go? Jayla Crawford has been the leading scorer thus far, but she's been held scoreless to this point. Ayani Emanuel, as you see her pass get deflected, almost stolen. She hasn't had an answer. She's taken just 2 shots, and she's this team's leading scorer. She's been held in check thus far. She's 0 for 2. Taisha Rudolph 0 for 3 to this point.
I mean, what do you do when everything that you're doing isn't working? You go back to the basics. So this is what Alabama State needs to do. They need to get into the paint and find another way around, because forcing it definitely isn't your strong suit. And shooting it, it just isn't their night.
No, it has not been their night to this point. As a team, they shoot 25% from deep. Elbow jumper is cash money. So the Tigers coming away with more momentum as Peyton knocks down the elbow jumper. And this is the largest lead for Jackson State. The margin is now at 19. Emanuel, 3-pointer from the corner. She gets it to go, her first. Following that 3-pointer, the layup off the mark, Derecha Randall comes away with the rebound. Emanuel outlets to Akerson. Akerson finds Crawford in the corner. Back-to-back 3-pointers for Alabama State. A quick 6-0 run for the Hornets. They were bleeding points on defense, and they come back with back-to-back 3-pointers. Good hands by referees call a foul on the reach, and Courtney Lee will get called for that one. We'll take a timeout with 4:43 to go in this third quarter. When we return, we'll have more action from the Dunn Oliver Acadome.
We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage.
Serious lawyers for serious problems, the Serious Injury Law Group. When you're hurt, it pays to call us. For serious injuries, we're the ones to trust. Our name says it all. When it's time to get serious, give us a call. Our name says it all. Serious Injury Law Group.
Welcome back to the Dunn Oliver Acadome 4:43 to go in this third quarter. Alabama State on a quick 6-0 run following back-to-back three-pointers by Ayana Emanuel and Jayla Crawford. It'll be Jackson State basketball coming out of the timeout. Foul away from the ball. Jayla Crawford's going to get called for that one. Fourth team foul. So 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Tigers. Williams tried to kick it out, but nobody was home. And the Tigers turn it over after a hard collision. Janiyah Talley couldn't save it, so it'll be Alabama State basketball. Akerson will inbound.
I think they have to adjust the tables first. Oh, there's a foul maybe.
No foul, so they'll just inbound. Hannah White is checked in for the first time in the third quarter. White getting it to Emanuel. Emanuel. Pass to the corner. Akerson will hoist up a three.
Highly contested.
And she gets it to go. Great defense, but better offense by Taylor Akerson. Her first three-pointer.
I couldn't have said it better. When she released it, I was thinking, man, that's a highly contested shot. You know, that's not the best shot selection, but, I mean, if you make it, you make it.
Absolutely. Jackson State can't get the answer to fall. Alabama State pushing the tempo. Hannah White finds Emanuel in the corner. Back-to-back three-pointers.
Nobody was there.
Back-to-back three-pointers one more time for Alabama State. And the Tigers want to talk it over. Tamika Reed has seen enough. When we return, Alabama State on a 12-0 run. And Jackson State wants to talk it over. They've trimmed this lead down to single digits. When we return, we'll have more action.
November 21st, the best in HBCU football will collide in Atlanta at the Celebration Bowl. MEAC versus SWAC. Champion versus champion. Only one team will rise above the rest and claim the coveted Celebration Bowl trophy. Come join the celebration at Mercedes-Benz Stadium this December. For more information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
My name is Gerald Brooks with the Serious Injury Law Group. We handle cases involving serious injury and wrongful death. If you've been seriously injured, give us a call and let us fight for you.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Hornet Sports Network, where Alabama State has gone to score 12 unanswered points. 4 consecutive three-pointers has Alabama State within single digits. This is the closest they've been all night. The lead is 7. The score is 43-36 with 3:44 to go in this third quarter. Jackson State coming out of the timeout looking to cap off this run. Brian, it's been a three-point barrage.
And here I stand corrected. You saw me earlier talk about, hey, they should start trying to get it inside again, go back to basics and get it from the inside. No. Their three-point game is working, so I say keep at it.
Alabama State almost forcing the turnover, and Hannah White comes away with it. White finds Akerson. Akerson thought about the three-pointer. They go down low. Double teamed. Alabama State swinging. Emanuel. 5 consecutive three-pointers for Alabama State. It's a 15-0 run, and this crowd has come alive here at the Don Oliver Acadome. Coming up on the 3-minute mark in this third quarter. Lucky swinging. Parker, she can't stop this drought for the Tigers. She gets her own rebound. She may have taken a shot to the face.
I don't even know what to say. The ASU fan base is coming alive because the shooting lanes have been open, and Alabama State has been just capitalizing on it.
Yes, they have. They've found the open man, the open woman, I should say, and she's knocked down her shots.
Looks like we have an injured Tiger. That's Parker.
Yeah, she took a shot to the face when she got her own rebound. The training staff will have to take a look at her, and they'll have to make a substitution in her stead. Tigers have been scoreless almost 3 minutes. They've made just one of their last 4 attempts from the floor. Emmanuel had been held quiet in that first half, but she's come alive in this third quarter, and it's been part of this huge run that has Alabama State as close as they've been. The score is down to, the lead has trimmed down to 4. We'll have an impromptu timeout. Both teams looking to see how Alabama State can continue this run. And I'm sure if you're Tamika Reed, you want to see how you can stop this bleeding for the Tigers. .255 to go in this third quarter. Parker has checked out of the game. Instead, Daisha Rogan will check in her place. Lucky. Pass over the head of everybody, and it goes out of bounds. Momentum is completely in favor of Alabama State.
And you want to ride that wave as long as you can.
Oh, bad pass off the inbound. Oh!
Oh, never mind. They're going to call a foul.
Oh, that's a bad foul. That was a clean block. Hannah White sent that shot into the stands. Instead,
Alabama State foul.
Take a look at that replay right here.
oh,
That one looked like it was all ball.
it was all ball, and Alabama State will be in the bonus. So at the line to shoot 2, it'll be Tally. Tally gets her first point of the afternoon off the free throw. Ball don't lie. She goes 1 for 2 at the stripe. Derecha Randall advances to Hannah White. White can't get the basket to fall, but she'll be at the line to shoot 2.
And we were counting on it. But she still has an opportunity to get 2 more points.
Hannah White on the season averaging almost 7 points a game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. On the season, she shoots about 63% from the line. She has a chance to add on to this tremendous Alabama State run.
Correction, fouls on number 23, Marnisha Hamer.
Marnisha Hamer will get called for the foul. It'll be her second.
That's her second.
Following this ball game, the men will be right up after a short intermission as you see Hannah White knock down the first of 2 attempts. Now this is the second to last home game for Alabama State. Following this one, they'll host Grambling State this Saturday. The first game will happen at 3 p.m. It'll be the last home game for Alabama State. They go down low, and the easy 2 is up and in for Williams.
Number 4, Misha Williams.
That was just a great pass down low.
It was a great pass down low, and Amisha Williams makes him pay. White driving baseline, get past to Derecha Williams. She couldn't handle the pass. Tough layup off the mark, and the Tigers come away with it. Triple team by the Hornets leaves a wide open Lucky. Lucky on the easy pass. Good find, and Daisha Rogan will capitalize on the easy 2. Alabama State wants to talk it over. When we return, we'll have the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. 8-point advantage for the Tigers. When we return, you're listening to the Hornet Sports Network.
are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage.
Coming out of the timeout, Alabama State, they've hit 5 of the last 6 field goal attempts. Ayana Emanuel, who was held without a point in that first half, she now has 9 points in this third quarter. Her and Jayla Crawford have been the spark that has ignited this Alabama State offense. They've got this lead down to single digits. The closest they've been is within 6. Hannah White probing. Dribbles off her foot, fight for the loose ball, and it'll be Jackson State basketball. No, they say it'll remain Hornet basketball. Officials checking to make sure there's no wet marks or any spills on the floor. Taylor Erickson sticking her hand and getting her work done for the afternoon. It'll be Akerson on the inbound with 17 seconds left in the shot clock for the Hornets. Emanuel gives it to White. Akerson open for 3. Oh, she knocks it down. Taylor Akerson, 2 bombs from deep in this third quarter.
Making this now a 5-point game.
Lucky. In and out, offensive rebound, Williams, and she gets the putback to go. She just cannot be stopped. She now has 20 points and 9 rebounds. Akerson this time has her shot blocked. Hard fall for Hannah White. Oh, hard fall. She's still down. Coaching staff and the training staff having to come in and check on Hannah White. It was a hard fall, fighting for the rebound, or the loose ball, I should say. She seems to be okay, might have lost her breath on the fall there.
I'm glad she's all right because she definitely fell hard. We took a look at that replay. And while we were on replay, we were able to make sure, they were able to make sure, her trainers, were able to make sure she's okay. She's going to take some time out, but we're glad she's able to get up.
So officials will rule that a jump ball and will award the possession to the Tigers. Kasia Lucky on the inbound. And she will have the reins for this offense as we approach the 1-minute mark here in this third quarter. Officials will wave that shot off. They call it traveling. So in this third quarter, Alabama State has outscored Jackson State 21-17. They've upped the pace. They're shooting 40% in this third quarter. However, Jackson State is not going anywhere. The offensive rebounds and putbacks have been far too much. Loose ball on the ground, and Jackson State comes away with it. Lucky pushing in transition, and they'll slow the tempo down. Reed will call the play. In the corner, Rogan can't get it to fall. Offensive rebound, another rebound, and the putback is up and no good. It'll be Alabama State basketball after that miss. So the Tigers are shooting a smooth 50% in the third quarter, I should say. They're shooting 7 of 14 from the floor. Shot clock is off, and Courtney Lee will have to make it across half court first. Oh, loses her footing. Dive on the loose ball. Good hands by Emmanuel. Forces the first miss, but the putback is up and in. So officials will probably stop. And
The score after 3 quarters.
the officials will probably stop and look to see how much time will remain in the third. Clock did not stop following that basket.
I think she got away with the travel, and I think the ref blew the whistle at the travel. So if that's the case, then the clock did stop with about 1 second to go or half a second to go. But I think they're going to let that one go. It looks like the refs are going to be reviewing it, though.
Officials will definitely take a look at it. They will not go to the fourth quarter, and now they'll put 1.5 on the game clock.
That's enough time for a shot if you're Steph Curry.
Yeah, if you're Steph Curry. So more than likely, we'll see a full court heave, or at least a 3/4 heave from Alabama State. So Jackson State actually gets the possession.
And it was rejected.
And Armani Smith will close the quarter with a block. After 3 quarters, Alabama State finds himself down 9 points, within single digits at least, as Jackson State will be up the score 52-43.
We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage.
Welcome back, folks. We're getting ready to start the fourth quarter here at the Don Oliver Acadome. In that third quarter from Alabama State, it was a 3-point barrage. They nailed 6 of 9 3-pointers, good for 66% from deep. In fact, those are all the field goals that Alabama State had in that third quarter. They didn't make a single 2-pointer. They actually outscored the Tigers 21-19 in that third, and as a result, this game is within single digits. Armani Smith tries to get it to Jayla Crawford, but it'll be a jump ball, and Jackson State will come away with the possession. There are players on the floor for both teams. First for Jackson State to begin this fourth quarter, it's Lucky, Williams, Rogan, Williams, and Talley. As you see that 3-pointer get swished in by Deja Rogan. For Alabama State, it's Emmanuel, Armani Smith, Taylor Akerson, Randall, and Jayla Crawford. As you see Emmanuel, no good on the attempt to answer. Offensive rebound, no good by Randall. Fight for the loose ball. And it'll be Alabama State basketball. They'll have another attempt.
And you can see Alabama State's very, very hungry right now. They made this a close game. It looks like it's partially slipping away, but they can gain back momentum at any time.
Absolutely. Akerson, looking like she wants to get it down low to Randall, but instead they take some time off. They're working with 10 on the shot clock. Crawford doesn't take the Randall screen. Pull-up jumper is blocked, but a foul called. She'll be at the line to shoot 2.
Jackson State foul number 11, Summer Williams. That's her second, team's first.
Summer Williams will get called for the foul there.
Jalen Crawford.
Yeah, she was definitely fouled.
These will be her 5th and 6th attempts from the free throw line. I see her miss on the first. She's now 2 of 5 from the stripe. Crawford does lead Alabama State in scoring. She has 16 points. Following behind her, it's Taylor Akerson with 10. Crawford 0 for 2 from the charity stripe.
Alabama State foul number 22, Taylor Akerson.
Akerson a little aggressive,
Team's first.
applying pressure. That'll be the team's first foul of the 4th. Oh, my goodness.
Off the glass.
Banks open, even at 7 o'clock. Oh, quick answer by Armani Smith. But officials will wave it off. That basket will not count. So following that tally 3, Alabama State turns it back over. It's Smith's second turnover of the afternoon. That puts the turnover margin for Alabama State at 17. Hannah White applying pressure to Lucky. Lucky's going to pull up, doesn't get it to fall, and that should be over the back. Oh, wow. No, they called the foul on Jayla Crawford, her third. Tigers go down low. They leave a wide open shooter. Oh, and of course she gets it to drop. Deja Rogan knocks down that three-pointer. So in this 4th, the Tigers have been everywhere. As you see the turnover, they've gone on the 13-0 run. They make it back-to-back three-pointers.
Wow.
Deja Rogan.
I was coach. I call a timeout too.
Absolutely. It's been 16 unanswered for the Tigers, and we'll have a timeout. Alabama State bleeding points on defense. We'll be right back.
We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage.
Welcome back to the 4th quarter here at the Dunn Oliver Acadome. 7:53 to go in this game. And Jackson State coming out in this 4th and punching Alabama State in the mouth. They've ran 16 unanswered points. And Alabama State sprawling out of control, looking for answers on offense. They've been held scoreless the past 4 minutes of play. And right now they just need an easy basket. Maybe something in transition. Maybe force a turnover and get out on the break. The points down low have not been there as Jackson State defense has allowed no post-ups. Emmanuel, 6 on the shot clock for Alabama State. Crawford driving baseline. Tough layup, can't get it to fall. And the Tigers come away with it.
The defensive adjustments for Jackson State have really been working as they've been smothering Alabama State.
Absolutely. They've blown this lead wide open. Great pass on the entry feed, and Darisha Randall is going to get called for the foul.
Alabama State foul number 23, Darisha Randall. That's her second. Team's third at the line, shooting 2.
It's Randall's second, team's third. She will be at the line to shoot 2. Hamer good on the first from the line. She now has 10 points. She's now one of 3 Jackson State players in double figures. Emmanuel looking to get it across half court. Almost loses the dribble. White probing. Tough layup, way off the mark. Last touch by the Tigers. It'll be Alabama State basketball. Off the entry feed, Jayla Crawford couldn't get the layup to fall. She was looking for the foul. And Tally runs into her own player. Lucky putting the move on Courtney Lee. Elbow jumper off the mark. Offensive rebound by the Tigers. They get their own. Now that'll be over and back. So Summer Williams got her own miss, but couldn't make the connection with a teammate, and it'll be a turnover. Alabama State basketball. Courtney Lee on the inbound. 6:20 to go in this ball game. Hannah White lost her footing, and officials will call a travel.
Yeah, she's limping.
Oh, yeah. I'll probably need to make a substitution. Hannah White coming up with a considerable limp. Taylor Akerson will check in for her. Tally working with 6 points, 1 rebound, an assist, and a steal to her name. Bad defense by Alabama State. Deja Rogan just getting straight to the rim for the easy deuce. She now has 18 points in this ball game.
Alabama State needs to make something happen quickly if they look to come back into this game. Because Jackson State right now is just putting it on them right now.
Oh, yes, indeed. This is the largest lead. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and the Tigers bail them out. They'll have 20 to work with.
Jackson State's playing really good on-ball defense as well as really good off-ball defense. Trying to limit where Alabama State can go. Nice step back.
Three-pointer is good for Taylor Akerson. That's the first field goal since the 140 mark of the third quarter. And guess who had that field goal? Taylor Akerson from deep. It's a 20-3 run for the Tigers. They go down low. And there'll be a foul on the attempt. Anaya Smith will get called for that foul. 4th team foul. Marnisha Hamer will be at the line to shoot 2. The 6-foot senior out of Memphis, Tennessee. Hamer off on the first attempt. Hamer off on both attempts. Oh, good steal, but Emmanuel sends that shot out of here. Jackson State will retain the possession.
They had success earlier shooting threes. They need to get back to that.
Speaking of threes, off the inbound, my goodness, it's been a takeover by Deja Rogan. Let me tell you, she has unlimited ammo in this fourth quarter. She now leads all scorers with 21 points. She's 8 of 16 from the floor, 4 of 8 from deep. Courtney Lee on the drive, can't finish. Emmanuel with the offensive rebound and putback.
Jackson State's doing a great job controlling the ball, controlling the time, limiting this Alabama State offense. As time right now is going to be one of their biggest factors right now.
Great entry pass and finish. Hamer on the finish. 4:20 left in this ball game. Slowly getting out of hand. .16 on the shot clock for the Hornets. Randall posting up down low. Good move and good finish.
Mauricio Randall for 2.
That's Randall's second field goal of the evening. She now has 4 points. Tigers go down low again. Fadeaway jumper off the mark. A rare miss down low. And the Tigers get another offensive rebound. Tigers have 14 offensive rebounds in this ball game. Lucky with the hesitation. Kicks it out to the corner. Tally, no good on the three-pointer. And Rudolph comes away with the rebound. Courtney Lee putting the Jets on. Oh, she blows the easy layup. And Emmanuel comes away with the steal. Oh, and they call a charge. Wave off the basket. Officials say she was swinging the bows.
Emmanuel. It's her first. Team's 5th.
And we have a Tiger down on the floor. We'll likely take a short timeout. When we return, we'll have more basketball from the Dunn Oliver Academy.
We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We.
Welcome back. We had an injured player on the floor. It was Kasia Lucky. She caught a bow from Ayana Emmanuel. She's up and at him now, but she was on the floor for a little while. She seems to be okay, a little shaken up. 3:07 to go in this ball game. Jackson State with a 22-point advantage against Alabama State. 2 timeouts remaining for both teams. This fourth quarter has really been about the Tigers. They had gone on a 22-5 run before that foul by Emmanuel. Officials, I believe, are looking to see if they can rule it a flagrant. Officials rule it common foul. It'll be Jackson State ball.
And I think the biggest difference here is when we look at the field goal percentage, 49% for Jackson State and 34% for Alabama State.
It's really been the size discrepancy that's played in favor of the Tigers in this ball game. Good advancing pass. Good contest by Randall. Good second contest again, but this time she gets called for the foul.
Alabama State foul number 23, Dorecia Randall. That's her third.
That'll be Randall's third foul. Tigers will now be in the bonus, if I'm not mistaken. Kashana Luckett will be at the line to shoot two. She's good on the first. This is Luckett's first time on the floor tonight. And she comes away with 2 free throws. So Tamika Reed has pulled her starters. Parker is the only one that remains from the starting lineup for the Tigers. Taisha Rudolph. Errant pass. And Tigers too aggressive. That'll be Luckett on the foul.
Jackson State foul, number 10, Kashana Luckett. Her second, team's third.
.230 to go in this ball game. Jackson State up 24. Akerson with a deep three. Oh my goodness, she's feeling it. Unfortunately, this has been an exercise in futility for Taylor Akerson. She's had the hot hand from deep. She's knocked down 4 3-pointers. She now has 16 points. That ties her and Jayla Crawford to lead Alabama State in scoring. Tough layup off the mark, and the Hornets come away with it. Armani Smith in transition, and she converts on the easy 2. Quick 5-point swing from the Hornets. May be a little too late. 1:45 to go in this ball game. Womack off on the layup. Alabama State getting out on the break again. Akerson. Pull-up jumper, well short. And the Tigers come away with it. Ooh. Armani Smith attempted to go for the steal. Comes away with the foul instead.
At the line, shooting 2 will be Janiyah Talley.
Janiyah Talley will be at the line to shoot 2. Talley on the evening has 6 points. She's been to the free throw line to shoot 2 earlier. She split that. She's off on the first attempt. Talley 1 for 2 from the line. Smith lost the handle. Akerson, heat check 3-pointer off the mark, and the Tigers will let it go out of bounds. 1:14 to go in this ball game. Following this game, we'll have a short intermission, and then we'll be back for the men's game. Again, these are the final 2 home games for Alabama State. On Saturday, they'll take on Grambling State. First game will tip off at 3 p.m.
Timeout, Jackson State.
Following the tie-up, Jackson State will take a timeout. We'll have a short break.
We are the SWAC.
In the final stages of this fourth quarter here, wild layup, offensive rebound, and the putback no good. Another offensive rebound. Womack couldn't get it to go. I believe she got called for the travel. No, got called for an offensive foul. 49 seconds to go in this ball game. 20-point advantage for the Tigers. Following this win, Jackson State will have completed the sweep, the two-game season series. Crawford airball on the three, Akerson on the follow, can't get the reverse layup to go, and it'll remain Alabama State basketball. Emmanuel off the inbound, had good position, couldn't get it to go, but there's a foul. She'll shoot 2 free throws. It'll be her first attempts at the line this evening. On the season, she shoots 80% to lead the team. The high point lady for Alabama State, Taylor Akerson. Jayla Crawford also leads with 16 apiece. Emmanuel off on the first attempt. For Jackson State, they had 2 players score 20 points. However, it was Amisha Williams who really should be player of the game. She had a solid 20 and 10. 20 points, 10 rebounds, only 1 missed shot from the floor. She also had a block to her name and 2 steals. So a great all-around performance by Williams.
At the line, shooting 2, Kashana Luckett.
Jackson State is going to be moving up to 18-9 with this win and 16-1 for conference play, following the 4 zeros on the clock.
Ball batted out, and Jackson State will get yet another offensive rebound. They've had a ton of them in this game. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Tigers will probably get one last shot up, and then that should be the ball game. So after this game, the Hornets will come away with an overall record of 9-19. In conference play, they'll be 6-11. That shot will rim out, and that'll do it for this ball game. Jackson State soundly defeats the Hornets at home. Your final score is 76-56. Taylor Akerson and Jayla Crawford led Alabama State in scoring with 16 apiece. For Jackson State, Daisha Rogan and Amisha Williams led their team with 20 points apiece. Williams had a double-double with 20 and 10 with 2 steals and a block to go along with it. Alabama State will have one more game at home. They'll face off against Grambling State Saturday at 3 p.m. We'll take a short intermission, and when we return, it'll be the men's turn to take on the Tigers of Jackson State. Stay tuned. We'll have more from the Hornet Sports Network.
We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage. We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage.